It's now less than a week to the reopening of Manchester's most talked about Chinese restaurant. The Yeung has had a £2 million refit after a fire. The last consignment of fixtures and fittings from Hong Kong has only just arrived. Brothers Harry and Jerry Yeung have spent the last 2 years rebuilding their restaurant. But just as the inn is in sight, there's a major upset.
Well, if you look at this, it's not what I expect at all from the consignment of the glass pillars. That's going to be the highlight, one of the highlights of the restaurant. And I'm paying £3,000 for what looks like a plastic tube, painted.
Quite surprised myself to see it all bright yellow with all sorts of colours on it. It just wasn't anything like the picture I'd formed in my head from what Jerry had told me was coming.
It was meant to be a glass pillar, sandblasted, etched, different level of etching, slightly coloured so that it looks like a Chinese painting with certain highlights, with fibre optic lighting with a colour changing wheel on, so that it becomes one of the main features in the restaurant.
Jerry was actually out of the room when I opened it up, and when he walked back in I thought he was going to drop down court length. He was devastated, I think was the best word to describe the way he felt.
And when we open, now this is one of the, it's too late to do anything about it before we open now. This is 4 days before we open. So we may have to do without it for the moment, but it's a grave disappointment.
I'm disappointed as well that they've not turned out to be what they are, but I wasn't looking forward to trying to put them up anyway, so going up to the 6th floor is the best option as far as I'm concerned.
Another major feature is the staircase into the main dining area. The glass panels for the handrails have arrived from Taiwan. It's a nervous moment. Will they fit? They've also got to be bolted in place, a delicate job.
It's tougher than glass, but obviously you've always got that thing in the back of your mind. You know, you can over-tighten them and it can just shatter. If they're put under great pressure, you know, you can just give them a crack, and I won't like to risk it. About £700 each. So, you know, it's...
I'm nearly there now.
Okay.
Harry, who's the chef of the partnership, has taken advantage of the relaunch to overhaul his menu. There are hundreds of dishes, so it's a major job for the staff to change it in time.
When I was in Hong Kong, I saw a few ideas, and then while I was on the plane, I think of it, how to change our menu. So when I come back here, I sit down and talk to the chef, and then eventually we create a better menu than before.
At the moment, we have 13 pages, which you can see how many items do we got on these papers. It's very wide, we still got a lot of special dishes, which is very traditional style, not in the menu.
Harry's menu ranges from the familiar to the rather more exotic.
We got venison, pigeon, ostrich, anything that you can put into your mouth. Some is quite, we eat dog, cat, everything.
But we don't sell that, just
we don't sell
traditional
that,
things in mainland China.
In winter, we got snake meat soup,
Yeah.
which say can keep you warm, during
healthy,
winter.
Energy.
Yeah.
It's actually starting to feel like a restaurant now that the tables and chairs are being laid out, and that the first meal is cooked in the kitchen, by the staff, for the staff. It's almost a family affair.
When you try to organizing a restaurant, become a complete restaurant ready to open for business, and when you set up a table, next minute the builder with a hammer, bang, 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 bang on the wall, and dust everywhere again. You have to start it again, day after day.
Hey, Ellen!
And also Harry driving us mad.
Ellen!
No, he tried to organizing quicker. I believe we already put into the top gear already.
Ellen! Ellen!
Peter, the maintenance man, is organizing the fireworks to mark the restaurant's official opening.
Is there any other instructions here at all?
There's no instruction. No.
I check on
Well,
the,
just
box
light
again.
and run.
Inside, there's fireworks too. One of the valuable glass panels on the staircase has been cracked.
Well, they've done that this morning, haven't they?
Yeah, well, they done that piece a little
No,
while
they
ago.
cracked it this
but-
morning.
Oh, yeah, they cracked it.
6, 7, 8. It's a good 20 foot.
Where the stair turns left down into the basement.
The only saving grace is it was going to get replaced anyway. It's okay, he knows. They know all about
How bad is it? Don't want to come out and have a look? You know we're open tomorrow, don't you? Well, it's happened. Send the lad back then, the guy who did it.
Harry's worried the firecracker won't be loud enough, so of course it's down to Peter to try it out.
Nobody's suggesting the man did it on purpose. It's a complete and utter accident in anybody's book. I'm pretty sure it is. The screw has been over-tightened and it's split the glass. Now, I would suggest you come down and you have a look for yourself. All right? Yeah, thank you very much. Bye.
They tried to glue it up.
Eh?
They tried to glue it up.
Glued it.
They tried to glue it.
Today is really just putting the hat on for the attention to details. It's really that. Making sure that all the finer details are attended to. Ah, Eddie! Eddie! We putting the music system in?
Tomorrow morning.
Hot plate unit is supposed to come in tomorrow,
Deb,
okay?
can you come down and get
cigarette
together with the restaurant manager
Machine is in.
to go over
Is
the
in.
air conditioning?
Everything's finally coming together, but not before time. Tomorrow's the last visit by the licensing magistrates, just hours before the restaurant's supposed to reopen.
It could be in
Oh, well,
today. It could be in today.
when will you be free?
Jerry's confident.
All right, Bob.
I feel very calm because everything that can be organized has been organized.
In part 2, the team's hoping to cook up a party if the magistrates like what they see. But Harry's not taking anything for granted.
I don't know, because last two times we not get it. So this is last minute, every time, you know.
September the 10th at last. The doors are due to open, and just as the final touches are being made, the magistrates turn up early.
Is it 8:45? I'm sorry I can't put the welcome out for you because it hasn't been fitted yet.
I'm going to have to accept that.
Tell them what disappeared. Tell them what disappeared upstairs.
Right, just from there.
Yeah, 4 and up. We could be facing a situation here where I'm the only representative of the Yeung to greet the magistrates. Here's magistrate number 2 just walked in. Just walk down this floor, see if there's anything you shouldn't be here and get rid of it.
It's all a bit embarrassing for Steve.
I don't know what you do with magistrates. What do you do with magistrates? Just say good morning. Hopefully not. Somebody will be here shortly. He says, hopefully.
Jerry finally arrives, and it's time to turn on the charm.
There's 2 of them here.
All right, okay. What's a 2? What
Hey.
is
Let's
Tony
go.
here?
No, he isn't. The first one through the door was the chairman.
Oh. Well, we're there. We've arrived, and hopefully that later on today you'll grant me the license.
With an hour before the doors are supposed to open to the public, there's no option but to begin cooking. Jerry's due in court to hear the licensing magistrate's decision.
Hello.
Right, we've now been formally granted the license. We can lay down a round of drinks for the lads.
Very well, I shall do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, I'm on my way back.
Oh,
Thanks.
all right, thanks for calling. Bye. We have formally been granted a licence and I can lay on a round of drinks for the lads. Thank God for that.
12 o'clock, and the first customers arrive. The Yeung has opened on time. The real celebration began that evening with 2 nights of partying for 3,000 loyal customers.
Being the first customers to come through the door for our reopening, I think you deserve a glass of champagne.
Oh, very much.
Building work complete, Steve gets his life and his family back.
Strange. It's not my building anymore. It's now the restaurant managers and the bankers and managers and Jerry's and Harry's again. So, a bit lost, really.
And the other night he came home, and I think he was in the house for about 20 minutes and the phone rang, and I'm sort of miming, shall I put your tea on? And he said, right, give me 15 minutes, I'll be there. And that, when he was gone again, that was it for the night. And they'll get up in the morning and one of them will say, where's Dad? And the other one will say, he's at work, he's always at work, So they really missed the contact with him.
Finished now.
Well, yeah, you say you're finished now.
It's finished now.
Oh, right, yeah.
Done now. Normal.
Yeah, but what's
back
next?
to normal service.
It's very smart, very Chinese. Good
Very,
atmosphere.
very nice atmosphere here. They're very friendly and welcoming.
It's excellent, it's wonderful, just what I expected. Very Chinese.
And the photo opportunity? It's Harry's pride and joy, his Ginger Mountain.
I hate this. I hate this.
Oh, there's a fault on this one.
I don't like it.
Give me your opinion, so you come on, have a look.
Too formal, you know.
Yes? Approve?
Yes!
This is the one when we get married, I made to measure and make it in Hong Kong, you know. And never wear it about over 10 times, you know.
Yeah. Impound, do you approve this?
Probably not.
It's excellent. I think it's a good combination between the past and the present.
I think I was looking for elements that were like the old Yangtze, and I think they've improved it quite a lot.
Oh God, it's so good. I never, imagined it to be so. It's very classic. Yeah, it was actually, and I was just thinking, there were loads of people stood outside when they were doing the firecrackers. I was thinking, yes, this is my dance too. I was so excited. I was just thinking, and hopefully it'll go really well for the rest of the evening.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this next song we're going to play for, this is a song quite appropriate for the evening. This is called Chinatown.
Chinatown, my Chinatown, when the lights are low, hearts that know no other land, drifting to and fro. Dreamy, dreamy Chinatown, all the eyes are brown.
For Hetty, the banqueting manager, it's just great to be back.
Please, more ribs, more dim sums, everything is out.
Hearts that know no other land, drifting to and fro.
Right, what you do, go over there, where the people who haven't had food, get the food to them quick. Right, it's the chicken and the fruit parcel.
And here's some wine.
Spring rolls, girls and boys. Oh, we got some, never mind, double spring roll, double choice. More food coming. Hi, Harry. I'll talk to you later. Yeah, all right.
When all about you losing your head, keep calm.
Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum.
Trays, you know the blue trays, we got a few of them. Can you get me one more, please? Should go there for the second floor. Second floor is running short.
Yes! That's better. Lovely.
Right, thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Good night. Thank you, Harry. It's very nice.
Good night. Wonderful. Wonderful.
For the young ones, it's been a long wait, but worth the welcome home.
So everybody's happy, everybody enjoy the food, and everybody say that this is very nice and change, and they say they can discover that each floor is different. I think I better not stay here, or my head will be sore in a minute.
I think there is obviously a sense of achievement. I felt that all the hard work has been worthwhile. And it was particularly satisfying to see all the old customers and how they feel about the place.
I want to be the best, and I want Yeung to be the best all the time. What makes me really proud is when we first come to England, we start with nothing. Proud of ourselves.
It was just fantastic seeing the place full. And I walked into the basement kitchen, and it was just like 2 years ago. All the chefs are all stood there at the woks, and everything's being fried up, and he's shouting across to him, and he's shouting across to him, and there was just a tremendous buzz within the kitchen. Great feeling. All the hard work was worth it. Yeung was open again.
I think it was perhaps 1 or 2 days after the restaurant was open, and the restaurant was full, and it was in fact busting into the seams. And I was just by the kitchen door, and I saw all these activities, the happy faces, the smiling faces, and everybody enjoying themselves. And I stood there for a moment. I thought, well, we've cracked it again, and we've done it.